Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RDA. It's another show, the Shauny and Retha show. So Mloto, it's been a rough week. I can't lie to you. It's been toxic on Twitter. It's been toxic around the fan base in general. It's getting edgy. It is getting very edgy. And I don't know whether we're right, whether we're wrong. We will discuss that today because I do want to discuss the current situation at Manchester United Football Club as whatsoever. I also want to discuss a little bit about Brandon Williams' loan, and also obviously Mr. Poor Donny van der Beek himself. But anyways, Maloto, let me first ask you, because it has been a rough week, especially for Manchester United fans. How are you doing?
It sucked after the game. Okay, I was a bit loud after these. I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah, we got brought back down to earth. That's what it feels like. I feel like I've been brought back down to earth again.
I was there telling Man City fans that sitting in 13th. But we dropped points, which you should have expected being a United fan. This is normal. This is normal for us since we're left. And yeah, it sucked up the game. And then Lukaku, our former player, scores. Chelsea win the game. It was just a mess. But now, I don't want to overreact. I do think there's problems that we saw in the game. But, just my mental health, I'm going to chill and say it's the second game of the season.
I was going to ask us that. I was going to ask, do you actually think we are overreacting? Or do you think, because I think if you look at it in terms of this season, it is definitely probably an overreaction. Like you said, it's only game of two, but if you've been like us all out for a while, is it not just the same thing carrying on for the third season now,
That's it. Because, yes, as I said, and as we all said, the players were to blame as well. They were a bit funny. But the thing is, we saw problems we know. That's the problem. We saw things that we know around. So it's not something new or a fluke. And there are things that you say, these things are still here. So that means they're going to affect us for the rest of the season, So I don't think it's overreacting in the sense that we will still be in a title challenge. But in terms of what we want to do, which is win the title, it's not overreacting because it's like it doesn't look like we look fit to do it.
Mm-hmm. I definitely think that, and like I said, there was no Jadon Sancho in that team, there was no Rafael Varane in that team. Whether it was right or wrong at that point is, well, in hindsight, obviously it was wrong. But in the future, surely Mr. Ole and Donny will start to play the likes of Rafael Varane, Jadon Sancho, and who knows, maybe he did say after that game that Donny van der Beek is going to be an important part of Manchester United's team this season. Yes, he did. He did say that. But he also said that the likes of Jesse Lingard could also be important for Manchester United this season. So,
That's the same guy was.
Yeah?
Who said Donny van der Beek was going to play more in the second half of last season? Didn't materialize. So,
Exactly.
I'm not going to take him for his.
I don't want to make anyone sad, on a, what is it? It's a Tuesday afternoon, right? But Mr. Malotz, you mentioned the letter that I was retweeting and it's been like floating all around Twitter, the whole of today. And it's a letter from Ajax, Mr. Edwin van der Sar. When we signed Donny van der Beek, it said, and I quote, "Dear Manchester United fans, I hope you're doing well. It seems our paths have crossed again. One of ours is joining you this season, and like so many players before him, he's been with us since he was just a little boy. Shortly after his debut, he became one of our best. Especially the last couple of years were amazing, from the from the Europa League final, no hard feelings in brackets, to our Champions League run and winning the Dutch Championship. The team he was a part of showed the world who we are and what Ajax stands for. Like you, we pride ourselves on being one of the best developing talent and giving young players a shot at the highest level. You could say our new star is the embodiment of that pride. That's one of many reasons we don't like to see him leave, but we understand it's time for him to move on, to dream on, and we're better to do that than in your theatre. Trust me, I know. Please take good care of our Donny and help him dream. Enjoy the future. Edwin van der Sar." Now that's very sad, isn't it? It's very sad when you think what has happened. That the situation with Donny van der Beek. And Moloto, I was just thinking, because this is what, it's not talking about a game, it's not, this is more of a conversation that we have at school or, when we're in person. Because this is what the show is all about. I'm just trying to think now. Is there a logical reason why Ollie doesn't play Donny? And for the life of me, I cannot think of any reason why Donny van de Beek isn't playing. I can't.
Look, I've tried my best to maybe think of one, maybe try to get into other shoes. Um, it must be a playing stuff. I can't think of anything else, because we've heard things of Ole not being able to coach Donny, something like that. And I don't know, because I feel like, as I think you made the point last episode or a few episodes ago, that he's the answer to our problems. He's legit the answer to our problems. He can play in that pivot, maybe next to a match can be the more dynamic one. Maybe Fred can be more defensive, and he be the more dynamic one once again. And I just think he's such a good player. It makes no sense. It really makes no sense. He's big. I like big players. The only thing I can say, maybe he doesn't drive like Scott. Don't take the ball and run with it. It's not really his thing. He does from time to time, but he's more about combination play. Just knowing where everybody is, never losing the ball, retaining really well. All of that. So that's not even the league. But at the same time, half of the time, Mike Tomlin doesn't even do that because Ola doesn't allow him to do that. So it really makes no sense because you look at the mistakes Fred made in the last game. Donny would never. In a game where you're being pressed that high, you need Donny van de Beek. He's super press resistant.
Yeah.
He just gonna do what a big team does. Under the pressure, just get on with it. Thrive under it, and it just makes sense. It kind of seems like an agenda. It really does.
That's what I think, because I feel like this situation now is going to make this whole situation around United, the fans, the support, everything, even more toxic. Because for me, there's a point that was being brought up on Twitter today. It's like people are kind of realizing how, I'm not saying all of them, but definitely a lot of them that I've seen, the people who support Oli, the so-called Oli sexuals, it's getting to that point where it's like, are you guys, when they say back your manager, back the club, it's almost getting to that point where it's like, it seems like they're evidently supporting Oli more than they are supporting the actual club, Some things people in this fan base get slated for. If that was a player, if it was Paul Pogba, if it's Bruno, we get slated for it, But because it's Oli, evidently everything is okay, So it's getting to that point where it's like, people are supporting Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because they love Ole more than what's good for Manchester United.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm being too cruel on Ole or his supporters, but yeah, I don't know. That's just how I've been feeling lately.
No, I agree with you. And I like Ole. I really do. I like the idea of Manchester United man being the manager of Manchester United.
The idea is great. Imagine he could do well. Imagine he was tactically inclined like a Pep or Klopp. He played Donny. He has this team. He wins the league this season. It'll be the absolute dream of a story here.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's becoming judgment points. That's what it is, And that's not how you run Manchester United. And I feel like there's this sense, I don't know if elitism is the right word, but there's this sense of this exclusive group, or this group that wants to be exclusive within most fan bases, where they say, oh, we are the real fan, and we back our manager, and we get it. And I feel like it comes down to that, that's where the whole give and time thing. Because I feel like if this was what's his name again, Mourinho, this would never happen. He'd be gone. But because he's a United lad, you have to back the United lad. He knows the way, and that's gonna destroy us. It really will, because we're not thinking about what's productive for this team. We're not thinking about the where this team belongs, which is winning trophies, no matter what. Screw on it. We love Oliver, screw on it. And I feel like that's where it comes from.
I was gonna ask you, how do you think the fan base would have reacted if it was Mourinho, Van Gaal, or even Moyes who treated Donny van de Beek the way Oli is treating Donny van de Beek? Would it be as quiet as it is in the media, in the fan base? Because I don't think so. I don't think so. Heck, someone I know Donny is not as big as a Paul Pogba, but Mourinho got sacked for a situation like this with Paul Pogba. I'm not saying Ollie's gonna get sacked. Never in a million years. I don't think Donny's that big of a player. I think if it did have to come down to Ollie or Donny's definitely gone. For sure, he's definitely gone. But I want Donny in this team. I want him to succeed in this team. He deserves a chance. And I was saying, people also are saying that everyone complains about us not having depth or whatever. Now we got depth. They're saying no one complains when someone like Bernardo Silva at City is on the bench. But the thing is, Bernardo Silva is on the bench because there's also players who are better than him that are playing. Donny van de Beek is getting benched for people like Matic, Fred, McTominay, and Lingard now. Donny is better than all of them. So why isn't he playing? That's the only reason I have to that argument when people are like, everyone complains about depth. Yeah, no, Donny, it's good for the depth, but he should be playing because he's better than what we've currently got. That's the point. And he solves a lot of issues. He will get the ball quickly and distribute it quickly. He passes way better than Fred. He's as tenacious as McTominay. He might not have the physical attributes as McTominay and the defensive prowess of Fred, with the interceptions and stuff, but he's both of them, and overall, he's just a way better footballer. And when he played with Matic, Matic looked good. Then we played Matic and Fred, Matic looked awful. He looked like he couldn't do it anymore again. So, I don't understand it. What does it have to take Ole to see the light? I don't know.
Like this, Donny has a bad performance. I think that's down to him not playing enough. We've seen Donny. When Donny is on it, which is a lot of the time he's playing, he makes an impact. You can see he plays. He's like, that's why. That's why we're shouting him to play. He's that good. And Ole just seems to be scared to take risks, which is a problem because he's going for what I think he's trying to do is McTominay, one, he's big, he's fast, he can be aggressive. Not fast, he's big, can be aggressive, and he can drive with the ball. He's I don't want to say he's basic, but Ole kind of likes that kind of style of play. And Fred, who is slightly more defensive, and it makes sense. It really does make sense, but it's not good enough. Probably, it's not good enough. And Donny's a much better player. So another manager will be like, because Donny's a better player, I will try to get the best out of Donny and try and make him work for this team because that will evidently be better for the future of Manchester United. And I think that's lacking from Ole. But at the same time, with the Bernardo Silva thing, totally different. One, as you say, better players. Donny shouldn't even be getting some games. He should be starting. One. Two, the rotation. Donny plays once in a while after we as fans were screaming for game in, game out, saying Donny should play. When we get one game, he never plays again.
Yeah.
This game's a Bernardo Silva starts Manchester, so he needs to get away with minutes. So Ole needs to get his act straight.
Because I think in terms of the fans or whatever, we all want Donny to be starting. But I think in terms of Ole his start needs to be like trusting Donny a bit more, bringing him into games. Maybe give him that occasional start, because I seen even Fabrizio was talking about Donny van de Beek situation. Fabrizio said he doesn't understand. He asked his agents, he asked people around Donny. Everyone says Donny's working extremely hard in training. There's no problems. He's a proper professional. He doesn't want to leave the club. He wants to prove his value to Manchester United, and he wants to do well at Manchester United. He wants to earn his spot in the team. He doesn't want to leave. So Fabrizio said he doesn't know also why Ole doesn't want to use Van de Beek at all. No matter what, it'll be last choice will be Donny van de Beek. And I do not know what the reason is. It's almost getting to a point where it's like there could be something other than football going around it. Like is Ole doing something sketchy on the side? What's happening?
I hate that. There's a feel that there could be an agenda, but that would be so sad. Honestly, I wouldn't want that. I do think it is philosophy based. Crazy that sounds, and I just think the philosophy is wrong. Ole's philosophy is wrong. It's not good enough, and that's another thing that I think was my biggest problem in the week. I kind of feel like our philosophy and our playing style and our brand of football doesn't match our aspirations. It really doesn't, we can't, 3 years in, we can't control games.
Yeah, that's what we don't look like a team who could challenge for a title. We don't look like a team who can win something. It looks... Because that first team is ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous. So why aren't we showing it on the field?
I was talking about Liverpool on the weekend. You look at Liverpool, and they're inferior players to us, in my opinion. But the way they move, you switch on the team, and you're like, that's a team. That's a team that's going to compete for the title. And it's like, they clearly work on stuff. You know, I'm not going to be the guy who says Ole has no plan. It's the wrong plan because sometimes you kind of feel like he's just like, let's just work on chemistry and training. In terms of building up the ball, we're just going to work on chemistry. It's going to end there, and because it's Bruno and Pogba, they'll make it happen. It kind of seems like they're doing that, but you kind of need a blueprint. You know, you see Tuchel, how Chelsea move the ball. You see Klopp, you see Pep. You know, there's a proper blueprint of how to break down the defense, and there's a proper blueprint about how to hold the ball. Because too many times other teams win midfield battles against Manchester United, which is supposed to be challenging for a league title. That's a problem. I mean, it happens. City will not have the ball for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It happens. But against Southampton, for most of the half, Southampton looked like the big team.
That's what I was gonna say as well, because
That's
like
crazy.
one of our first manager after Ferguson, David Moyes, manager of West Ham. When I watch West Ham play, I know they haven't had a hard fixture and Europa League hasn't started yet. But when I see all the other Premier League teams playing, I just think, what is it about those teams that when I watch them, no matter who it is, even if they're a proper bad team, you know, it could be someone like, okay, well, Brentford start well, but someone like Brentford or Watford, you know, coming up. When I still look at them, I can see what the idea is. I can see there's something about that team that is like, I'm a football team. Now, when we watch United, I don't know if it's because we just bias and we overanalyze United instead of just, you know, just like a casual watching the game and trying to just enjoy it. But when we watch United, I don't get the same feeling. I'm like, guys, where is the plan? Like, what is the plan? Honestly, what is the plan? This team has Pogba, Bruno, Donny, you know, it has all these wonderful quality players, but they can't play football. You know?
You know, I've had that thought because I've also thought maybe it's because I support this club and look, I see it a different way.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that. But then I also support Barcelona and I've seen a team that looks like a team under Luis Enrique. And I've seen a team that's broken under Ronald Koeman. And it's not, you're not overanalyzing. You can see when a guy's not playing ball, when they have a plan. And it was like we're having the same thoughts when West Ham was. I assume we had that thought last night.
Yeah. Well, I've been having it since Moyes has been doing well, to be fair.
Really?
I haven't put them in my top 10 in our prediction video. I didn't put them in my top 10. Well, obviously, Europa League hasn't started yet. And I think when injuries do happen, they will drop off. But my God, if everyone stayed fit, that team and the way they play are really good. They shows why they were top 6 side.
Yeah. I don't want to say it. I wasn't going to say it because I felt like the United fan base went back my hero. But last night when I was watching West Ham, I was thinking to myself, I would take David Moyes back. I might just take him back because it looks like miles apart when you just watch them play. They're playing proper football. We just look like a bunch of mates who know football, but you know, sometimes because we're not really in the best mood, you know, it doesn't click as much. You know, it's not down to, like I said, a blueprint, and that's a problem. That's a problem. And I feel like a competent club, and this might sound insane, says we have the squad to win the Champions League. We have the squad to win the quadruple right now. We're firing you. And we're bringing in Antonio Conte to go and win it. Honestly.
Yeah, I was speaking to another friend of mine who's let me not expose. Let's just say he supports an oil team, But you know, I don't want him to get bad or whatever. But you're just saying, like, honestly, the reason why he doesn't like watching United games is because of Oli. He said that's the only reason he's given up hope. He said when Oli was assigned or whatever, he just gave up hope and he decided, you know, I don't want to be depressed my whole life, so I'm moving on. Yeah, I'm moving on. You know, I know that might not be the fashionable thing to do if you live in England or foreign countries. Where we're from, trust me, it happens a lot. It happens a lot in South Africa. People will switch teams left, right, like no man's business, obviously. But obviously we will die on this hill. We'll die. We are proper United fans. But yeah, to go back to that point, which just shows, you know. I sent out a tweet today because Jay from the United stand sent out a tweet saying for this morning coffee, would any of the big European clubs take a manager like Ole and Solskjaer? And he got lots of stick for that. And obviously people like, and then he replied saying, you know, clearly I put a cat amongst the pigeons because we touched a nerve or two. And that's why I was like, but this is true. And that's when I started to believe people in this fan base actually do love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer more than they could love Manchester United. And what's better for Manchester United? And then I sent out a tweet saying, would there actually be any championship teams that would take an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? I doubt it.
I think they would. Why? Or reason being, he kind of finished second at United. So I think there's people who take risk on it. But the club is trying to win honours, never in a million years. They won't
I'm
touch
interested to
him.
know, by the way. I'm not taking the piss out of all. Like, you let me know. If you're a championship viewer and you're watching this video, please comment down below your team that you support and tell me whether you take Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as your manager at your club. I'm interested. I am genuinely interested to know if you're like a Nottingham Forest fan and you're like, you know what, yeah, I'll take Ole. You know, he's not the greatest, but he could probably do what we need and he's good enough. You know, I just want to know. I just want to know how low it goes.
Question. What does Ole Gunnar bring? There's no, the tactics just not good enough. Like, if you put him in a Burnley, sure, he might try and park the bus, but honestly, I'm not even confident if he can park it properly. John Dyke.
Well, he did get relegated to the Mulder, right? That's just a fact. You know, he did. So.
Cardiff.
Oh, sorry, it was Cardiff. Yeah, sorry. You know, Mulder times I was thinking, you know, and that's the famous story to go back to Don. You know, the story that's been told very often. Who is the guy who knocked out Mulder? You know, Ollie's Mulder. It was Donny van der Beek. But you know, I'm not gonna get into it. If you want to play devil's advocate, you could maybe read something in it because you know, evidently, I'm not gonna say Ollie is doing it, and I'm just saying if you want to stretch for a story and you want to pick at straws, it could be something if you're proper edgy, because it's at that point now where any trigger, any little smoke or whatever is gonna light a fire. It's gonna light a fire, you know. But yeah, there's just that. But I wanna ask you, also with regards to Don. He's been bulking up, we've heard. He's been working really good in training. We know he's a professional. We know how good Donny van der Beek is. I want to ask you, should the match-going fans and even the players in that Manchester United squad should be pushing and knocking Ollie on the door and saying, Donny needs to start playing games now. What is this? He makes the team better. What's going on? Why are the fans not singing to get Donny van der Beek on? You know, why are they singing Ollie's at the wheel instead of bring Donny off the fucking bench, you know? Like, why is it not happening? I'm asking, should they be doing more? Should the players and match-going fans be doing more? Because definitely on social media, everyone hashtag free Donny, hashtag play Donny. There is a big support for Donny van der Beek, but should the actual people who are physically there do something bigger about it?
Yeah, maybe if the fans started chanting free Donny, they could get a reaction. You know, if I know we don't want to do this, but they booed Ollie. I'm not playing Donny. Maybe he will get what he wants because at the end of the day, he's here entertaining us. You know? So I think we have a right to have our voices heard. But they won't. Once again, you know, it's not the United to do it. And if you do, you're not a real United. So they won't. You know? I mean, I think all is the wheel after we lost the Europa League final. What? Are you crazy? That's madness. So they won't. I have a feeling if it persists, I can see Bruno knocking on because just of the character. I'm surprised isn't that.
Maybe yes. Yeah, maybe yes.
What's his name? Maguire? I don't think so. Doesn't strike me as a type of character, even though he's a captain, he should be. So yeah, I do think there should be more of a noise from the leadership within the team. Matic, Pogba, Bruno, Maguire. They should be saying something rational.
Because I know people who have mates, obviously people like Maguire, well, like people like Scott McTominay, you know, all the English lads, they're like people like Scott, you know, they're like a Fred, you know, they like, you know, they've been there for a while, you know, they shouldn't get disrespected. Donny's a new boy, he's a new kid, he's, you know, someone says he's wet behind the ears, you should actually wait, you know, in line. But then when I think about certain players like a Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, you know, our best players on the field, and I'm thinking, yeah, I guarantee you they're not happy playing with McFred, you know. They might be fine with it on the field because they're professionals and they're just getting paid and doing their job, but they definitely will be happy. I'm pretty sure they must be thinking, why isn't Donny van der Beek playing? You know, why is Donny van der Beek not playing? Even someone like Matic would probably be like, you know, I'm the only real CDM at this club. I might not have to play all the games, but play me as much as you can. But put Donny next to me. You know, I'm pretty sure Matic, you have to ask him who you're gonna play today. You can choose one partner in the pivot with you. He'll probably choose Donny. You know, so that's the thing. And now I don't want to speak for other players because, like I said, mates rates, isn't it? And Manchester United are jobs for the boys now. They are jobs for the boys. But in my football club, I would take a stand at this. If I know there is a player who's definitely deserves to play and is working hard, and I know he's better than who's currently there, I am going to push, and I will push, and I'll make my voice heard on the training grounds or in the meetings, whatever, that this man needs to start playing. You know, because
Honestly,
yeah.
Ole's a coward. And we keep saying this. So he won't take the risk of playing Donny for a few games because he's scared he will lose. And you need to change and evolve, and he's not doing that. So
But then wouldn't that
yeah.
be make it easier for Oli? Then? Let's just say Oli played Donny for the next 5 games, and United lost all 5 games.
Mhm.
Then it's like Oli will be like, there we go. He's never playing again. I don't have to play him again. You had your chance. Goodbye. You know?
I mean, he's the one who told him about 5 months, so you can just say 5 months.
Yeah, I can just say 5 months. You know?
You know? So, yeah. Honestly, I'm convinced, and this might sound insane. You put. I don't want to push this Antonio Conte agenda, you know, because I know the football style sucks. I don't want it. But what the type of manager is, you put him in this team, we are up there. This team is that good. So, this man needs to get his ass out of the club. Honestly.
Yeah. But like you said, it's week 2, you know. Let's see what happens, because I think Oli is a hypocrite. And I'm going to end off with the Donny thing here saying is, do you actually believe Oli's going to change his ways this season? Remember we did that show on the whiteboard, things we want to see this season from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Do you actually think we're going to see some of those things? Because I'm starting to think, I know it's only game week 2, but I don't think we're going to see it. I don't think Donny's going to get treated any better anymore. I think Donny's time at Manchester United, same like with Martial's, is coming to an end at this club.
Yeah. Like, if we win this league, and I fought against this point for a very long time, I'm sorry. But if we win this league, it's down to these players. Really.
Yeah.
It's down to these players being that good. It's not Ole, because Ole, honestly.
Ole's not helping the situation, is he? He's trying to make it as hard as possible for us to win the league. That's what he's trying to do.
Ole's not. I don't think Ole's a bad manager. I don't think a bad manager could come. But he's not good enough.
Yeah,
Just
that's the thing. He's not good enough. He did his job.
Yeah.
When we all got the job, we were all saying Ole's at the wheel or whatever. He came in, everyone was angry, upset, toxic. He got rid of all of that. He got rid of the deadwood. You know, he made the players happy again. He brought in players who was like, wow, look at the team now that's here. But now for me, Ole is done. He can't go to that next step. And people say give him a CDM. Even if he gives us a CDM, I've always said I don't have faith in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to still even do it with the perfect Galactico team. You know, so he's done his part. It's time, I think.
Like,
You know?
I'm pretty sure a few years ago, Klopp would have said, okay, you got me for I want 20 crores as well. I want Modric as well. You know, I want all these Galacticos. No, you can't get everything. You know, they have a good enough squad. You know, who has everything? Maybe Man City. But for a long time, I mean, don't have a striker. What am I saying? Don't have a striker last year. They won the league.
Mm.
3 seasons ago, they were struggling. Not struggling, but they only had like one really good CDM and really wasn't really cover. Won the league. You know, you make it work if you're good enough. And others.
Yeah, and I think that's just the reality of the situation. However, I implore you guys, if you are a match going fan or you're a player somehow watching this, please get Donny into this team. I beg, do whatever you can to get Donny in this team. Because Donny Van de Beek playing makes Manchester United better. And honestly, if you're an Oli sexual and you think that McFred or Matic and McFred are better than Donny, and Donny doesn't deserve a spot in this team, I would question your support over Manchester United. Because how dare you back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but you're the same person who will slate a Martial stand or a Pogba stand for doing the same thing, except their name is not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know, that's all I'm gonna say. But anyways, moving on, because you know it's a bit sad for Donny Van de Beek. Some positive news. Well, some would say he might not even play there. But Brandon Williams, Maloto, on loan to Norwich City. Good move, bad move?
I think good one. I like that it's in the Premier League. And it's what's his name again? Daniel Falk, if I'm not mistaken.
The manager, yeah.
Yeah. He plays maybe naive of him, but he plays a style of football that we would want to see.
Hey, he's got more balls than Oli. Exactly, he's got more balls than Oli. That's for sure.
Bloody hell. So yeah, he plays a progressive style that you want a United player or potential United player playing. So yeah, no, I think it's a good move. My question is, what position is he playing? Because I've heard most people say he's a right back.
It's just because he's right footed. That's it. Yeah. Max Aarons is the
And I
right
like
back,
it,
but
yes.
yeah.
I think You still there? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you can get that Williams, who was good at left back, there, and you have Max Aarons and right back, I think that's saucy.
I want to know what Clay will think. We'll ask Clay obviously when he's back on the show again. But Clay was actually saying he's a bit concerned about Brandon Williams' playing time, even at left back for Norwich. So obviously I don't know much about it, but the situation obviously for us, we want Brandon Williams to play. We want him to get lots of football, lots of game time under his belt. It's Premier League, like you say, and imagine somehow he was part of a team that kept Norwich in the Premier League. Then all of a sudden it's like, wow, it's pretty good. And even though he might not be United quality, we could at least get something out of him then at the end. We could sell him to like another Premier League club, or maybe he's so good he drops someone like Alex Telles or even someone like Luke Shaw. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm saying fairy tale situation, the best situation in the world possible. He can do something like that, So I wish Brandon Williams the best. Let's see how it goes. I will be keeping an eye on you. I'm pretty sure all the United fans will be keeping an eye on you. And yeah, let's see what you can do. Let's see what you can do at Norwich.
Can I just say, not even Jesus. No, I'm sorry. It's not happening.
The fixtures have not been kind to them at the beginning of the season, but yeah, we can only hope that Brandon Williams does well. Though at least if Brandon Williams can do well, it's fine. That's what I really care about, to be honest. But yeah, anyways, Malone, I think we spoke about everything. Is there anything else you wanna? Well, that's all I wanted to speak about. Is there anything you wanted to speak about?
We better beat. I don't want to talk about it. We better beat.
There's a match preview coming up for that, definitely on Friday. So yeah, if you are interested and you're a supporter of Manchester United and you want to know everything that's going on in this club, hit that subscribe button below. It's free, helps us a lot. Smash a like on the video. Comment down below your thoughts about Donny van de Beek. Let me know if you're a Championship supporter and you're somehow watching this. If you take Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as your manager at that club, I am very interested. I'm not even taking the piss. I want to know, if you're a Nottingham fan, would you take Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as your manager? I want to know. But anyways, that's been a good show. I think it's somewhat therapeutic to talk about United in this situation, because I've been losing my mind. I can't lie. It still hurts. It hurts that draw against Southampton. It feels like a loss, So we'll just have to see. But the best way to get over it is United play again. Ole picks the right team, and we smash them 5-0. That's just how it is. And all of a sudden, this is forgotten about. So yeah, let's see what happens this weekend. Like I said, match preview on Friday. Smash a like, subscribe, and we'll see you all very, very soon.